In the midst of most of the big releases in theaters being high octane action films, I often see in the comments of the videos on the channel that there is a genuine need for carefree storylines on love and friendship, something that the likes of Farhan Akhtar and Zoya Akhtar aced, and these movies often acquire top positions of my rewatch lists. Kho Gaye Hum Kahan, a movie I have known about for quite some time, finally released today, and it through the trailer and songs really promised to be a surprise. A surprise not only in terms of its coming of age premise of friends, love and family, and how it's such a breath of fresh air in the current landscape of movies, but also presented a lead like Ananya Pandey, so comfortable in her skin, an actor trolled so often. There was an unassuming quality about her in the promos, something that I had not seen before. The movie focuses on the life of Imad, Neil and Ahana, played by Siddhant Chaturvedi, Adarsh Gourav and Ananya Pandey respectively. Neil, a gym trainer, aspires to have his own practice with influential clients. Imad, a stand-up comedian, struggles with his own personal demons that slowly get unraveled. And Ahana is dealing with a recent breakup and the obsession that comes up with keeping tabs on your ex on social media and the debilitating effects it has on you mentally. How the three friends experience and deal with several tricky hurdles flung their way forms the basic premise of this film. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the movie so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch it on Netflix or not. The underwhelming aspects. Brief moments and slightly on the nose. The 2-hour 14-minute film is an absolute breeze with its running time, with the light-hearted moments and the several conflicts also never deviating completely from the core. How this generation of millennials or Gen Z are dealing with their personal and professional life in the age of social media and just the abundant choices around them. However, there are certain moments that come across as ticking off buzzwords to sound relevant to an age demographic. A random discussion like AI can end careers or Ananya's too good to be true MBA pitch to diversify Neil's business venture sounded like ChatGPT generated it. There are certain moments laced with social messaging that are slightly on the nose, lacking the organic flow that a screenplay like this deserves. This includes Neil confronting a creepy uncle and stating her body, her choice, or the climax in which Ananya speaks about her New Year resolutions, almost speaking to the audience in this instance with preachy Instagram captions like "Look up, keep it real, be grateful." It's all slightly surface level, much like the PSAs of Shashank Arora at the end of Made in Heaven episodes. The storytelling did the job. You don't have to end it with a speech of what it conveyed. We got it. I still think that Hindi cinema has not captured stand-up comedy well in films, as Siddhant's stand-up sets are a hit and a miss in this film, but I must confess it isn't as jarring or unfunny as Swara Bhaskar from Bhag Beanie Bhag or Manvi Gagru's sets in Four More Shots plays, so that's a plus. It's such a relief, however, that the film otherwise was so enjoyable. I love that I have so much good to speak about versus being just frustrated about a carefree story on friendship. The good, an accurate representation of a generation. One of my biggest pet peeves when I see Indian films that represent a younger generation, especially in the 18 to 30 age demographic, is that it almost always seems like the representation is of what old people think young people act like in their personal lives. The integration of social media in movies is so warped and uninformed that I often laugh at how filmmakers showcase its power with notifications and every video going viral and getting news coverage. This is one of the few films after Love Today which has accurately represented a generation's dependence on the device and how we are stuck in a constant loop for validation. How the world may have become close and connected with one another, but we have become distant from those within the confines of our own spaces. This image is such an accurate representation of us today, invested in other people's lives, mindlessly scrolling, the consistent dopamine hits of likes and comments, and how it dictates the mood we are in today, hilariously on the basis of the updates and opinions of those who shouldn't matter. The film represents the hollowness that often gets projected in terms of negativity and trolling online. The film accurately represents the dating game today too, the transient nature of it all, the lack of commitment that exists due to the saturation of choices available, always thinking about a better prospect versus considering the one you're with currently. I think, however, the best and most accurate portrayal is that if a girl is suspicious of a boy's activity on social media, she will find out. Trust me, she has a way with her girlfriends to exactly find out what, when and where. They just have a way. an underrated music album. The music album of Kho Gaye Kahan has to be one of my favorites from 2023. Please do me a favor and listen to the album because I know you still might not be over the singles of Animal, but this album composed by various artists is such a breath of fresh air. Having the mellow quality and texture of Gehraiyan soundtrack, yet so unique in its own way. Hone Do Jo Hota Hai captures the abandon of youth and still circumventing life as it throws several curveballs at your way. I Wanna See You Dance sung by Sabah Azad having the perfect blend of retro beats in a hole-in-a-wall bar in Bombay that we know accurately represents the vibe of the city. I must say that this movie is also the most Mumbai-looking film since Wake Up Sid and Tu Hai Mera Sunday. Teri Ye Baatein is also such a breeze. I can't recommend the music album enough to all of you, so look out for it. The cast. I loved the group of friends. They really do share great chemistry with one another, and I cannot really fault their performances. Adarsh Gourav is a clear standout for me, who I believe has the biggest range among the three. His middle-class lifestyle and dynamic with his parents is something that I connected with the most, for he is always reminded of his place and what he is worth. Seeing his family and the simplicity with which they are content, he is constantly tussling between dreaming and just accepting the mediocrity in which they live. He stands out especially in the points of conflict, shining when he is the most vulnerable with his girlfriend played by Anya Singh. Siddhant Chaturvedi puts a tough exterior through most of the film, projecting the unresolved through his jokes and avoiding intimacy for he fears what it could make him explode from within. I think Siddhant shines in the carefree and fun moments in the film. However, I do feel like he could have given way more in a scene where he has a complete breakdown. A scene which should have technically shattered me as a viewer. I could not really get there with Siddhant because there's a slight limitation in his ability in the emotional scene. Kalki is a breeze in the film, integrating just perfectly, having a profound impact on Siddhant's character. Even Rohan Gurbaksani as Ananya's ex portrays the quintessential Bandra fuckboy with ease, really showcasing the douchey and destructive attitude that we have all seen around us. I was the most surprised with Ananya. Glimpses of this is something that I saw in Gehraiyan. It may have to do with Ananya just playing the diaspora portrayed in both films with ease because it's something that she has seen all her life, but she is a natural in this film, shining in both the banter amongst the group and even in moments of high intensity and emotional conflict. The post-breakup cycle of depression and projection on social media is something I believe many will empathize and relate with. The almost instinctual need to receive updates from the one who affects you the most. Ananya really shines. All three characters making you smile in several instances, empathize with them along the way, and genuinely crave for a close bond like that in your own life. Kho Gaye Kahan really is the break you want from the high-octane mass cinema that we have been inundated with this year. It's carefree, refreshingly accurate and heartfelt in several instances. Really a fun surprise for the end of the year. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Kho Gaye Kahan. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.